Hi, everybody. In this video today, I want to talk directly to those of you who, in some shape or form, have a passion for hospitality, gatherings, hosting, and specifically leading retreats. As someone who also leads retreats as part of her business, I know a thing or two about what might have gotten you started down this path. And I'm here to offer you some strength and some encouragement to continue down this path that I imagine brings you a lot of aliveness. Um, so deep down, I think that your desire to go towards things like this, your calling to go towards things like this, it's about a certain kind of wisdom, a certain knowing. And there may be some business sense in this because the market is calling for spaces where people can relax, unwind, reconnect, uh, recover, all those nice things. And it is an insane world. And so many people are looking for a way to stay sane and connected because things are pushing us towards being more and more fast-paced and addicted and isolated. Do you notice that too? That's the general trend. So since that's the general trend, there's a general problem to be solved. And I think retreats are coming in as a sort of solution. And not all retreats are the same. And I know the people I'm talking to, are special kind of people. And you know that the opposite of things like addiction, the opposite isn't necessarily sobriety, but it's something else. Addiction is just this cover up. We get addicted to things that are not good for us because we feel disconnected. And you may think that it's more of an escape, but my experience watching people is that it's this deep cry for connection. And it's a way to move towards connection. Never mind that that's not usually the result. Um, anyway, food and drink, they're not the enemy. They're good stuff. They're good stuff to be enjoyed and shared. Emphasis on the enjoyed and shared bit. Um, so the opposite of addiction, it's the same as the opposite of isolation. It's connection. The world is calling out for more connection, and the markets are responding. Um, but back to you and the reason that you're called to host. It's because you're answering this siren call. And also, it's probably a personal craving, connection. And you know that it's super, super accessible to us, no matter what our circumstances, as long as we get all this nonsense out of the way, this stuff that keeps us down and isolated. It's about getting off our phones, getting outside, spending some time with people together, doing some good physical activity, hiking up a mountain, chopping some wood, staying in a refuge, enjoying a hot meal with company there. Um, I find that you can even enjoy some really low grade cookies and some terrible, terrible, terrible coffee in some not so comfy situations, but you can actually enjoy it because it's not so much about what you're consuming, but how you feel, like how there you are, how present you're able to be, and how much you can appreciate what you have right in front of you, and how connected you are as you're doing so. And I want to bring up one thing, one point here. Right now, the last few years, I've been living in this area, this place that's a popular tourist destination, especially in the summer months. So there's all these luxury villas being built, all these luxury restaurants and luxury experiences being promoted and offered in this undeniably beautiful place with the most gorgeous sunsets all year round that I've ever seen. Um, yeah, just beautiful. Right now, the sunset has have these beautiful hues of light peach and purple hues, like really light purple hues, and they're just so gorgeous. Um, I'll find a picture and try to pop one in here for you to see. But it strikes me that, these beautiful sunsets, they can be enjoyed by anybody who is present enough to take notice and appreciate them, and really be there. And when you see a sunset like that, most of us, we want to take a picture of it. Why? Because we want to share it with somebody. Um, and it really strikes me that these sunsets here, you couldn't enjoy them anymore if you had ropes of diamonds wrapped around your neck. And they can be enjoyed by anybody that is present enough to appreciate them. And that what people really, really need is very, very simple and very, very wholesome and very, very not necessarily mainstream luxurious, which is what I think you care about and why you're even spending time listening to me at all. This wholesomeness, it's available. And this is what motivates me to keep hosting gatherings. I meet the most beautiful people, really. And I think people were beautiful. We're just covered in a lot of garbage most of the time. So it's a matter of removing the garbage. But yeah, I meet the most beautiful people, and I think it's the setting that brings that inner beauty out in the most natural, uncurated way. We're usually outside in the mountains, at the beach, or sometimes around animals like horses and donkeys. And I think they also bring out something different in people, something better, something higher. Um, and there's definitely food involved. Not necessarily served up in restaurant style, but it's prepared with lots of love. Um, Secret ingredient. That's something my mom would say, and it sounds corny coming out of my mouth, but it's true. Um, yeah, good food and often very well earned due to all the physical activity and the appetite that the great outdoors tends to bring on. And I know that I'm talking directly to those of you that are passionate about these things. And what I want to do for you is get you inspired and moving. So I'm going to quote you a little Theodore Roosevelt. One of my favorite simple quotes of his is, "Do what you can where you are with what you have." Because the people that I'm usually helping and supporting and championing are those that are in the beginning stages, or maybe they're interested in taking those very first steps, or they're already leading this sort of new wave of hospitality, this new wave that's rooted in strong relationships, good connections, good collaborations, and a deep, deep appreciation and respect for the place, the people, the land, the plants, the animals. And more importantly, people like you who are committed to building and living a daily life that you enjoy. There's that word again, enjoyment. One that you're not looking to escape from, a wholesome life. And that includes your work. Work is a big part of our purpose. It's what gives meaning to our lives. And it's not something to escape from. So it's about this work-life integration and enjoying what you do. So if that's you, then I know that you're already thinking like this. So keep moving, keep doing what you're doing. Remember that the best ideas, they're not usually instantly embraced. So keep moving. So the retreat industry might be ramping up, and if you look around too much, you might start thinking thoughts like, "Oh, the market is flooded, the economy is down, the competition is too strong." And I just want you to just wave that all away like an annoying fly, because that's all that is. Because deep down, I know that you know who you are, what you stand for, and why you're doing what you're doing. So hold your ground. And if you're in a period where you feel a little bit stuck and unfocused, I have some resources that I'll make sure to link down below that can be very helpful. So go ahead and check those out. And also, if you want, you can check out my very first video. It's about hosting and generosity of presents. The audio is a little bit rough, but it'll get better, so stick with me. But that's all for today. Thank you for listening, and until next time, bye bye.